Let's start. Five, four, three, two, 1, 0. Let's start.
Good evening and welcome to the nighttime heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap a nighttime heat either on your Facebook or your YouTube. You're going to follow the show live online. And of course, you're going to enjoy the show as well. Besides, we are also streaming live on Prime FM Morovia 105.5. Again, Prime FM Morovia 105.5. We are streaming live as well. We wanted to share the live video tonight because tonight promises to be very, very interesting. We have a lot to cover today. I know my panelists are all on their way, and shortly they'll be in studio. So please share the live videos so that your friends, your relatives, your partners, your loved ones can also form part of the program tonight. Kindly share the live video. Let me just acquaint you of what is coming up tonight on the Nighttime Heat. President Joseph Human Boyka departed the country today for the United States of America. And of course, we're going to read the executive mansion press statement because we understand the president is going basically to receive some awards and also to serve as keynote speaker. Well, we're going to talk about that. Would that have some benefits to the people of Liberia? Would that accrue something for us? We're going to talk about that as well because the president himself, he has spoken, on several occasions. He said, well, he doesn't just want foreign travels that would not bring anything, any substantives, to the country. He wants something, and of course he uses words, junket. He doesn't want any foreign travel of that nature. And so he told his cabinets that, nowadays and, moving forward, they should always make sure when they have the foreign trip, they're going to evaluate to see the substance of the trip, and then that trip can be held. So while the president had gone to serve as keynote speaker and also to receive an award, well, that's very good. But would that bring some dividend back home? We're going to talk about that tonight, my panelists and I. And also coming up tonight, the Central Bank of Liberia has proposed the printing of 79 billion Liberian dollars. But in some quarters, there's a debate that could bring it or that could cause inflation. We'll have that lot of Liberian dollars. So we're going to look at that debate tonight. Tonight, we're going to look at that debate. And also coming up, the president made his statement, when he was holding the ceremony, marking the recognition, honoring of his of some of his ministers and directors who have served, and performed. And so he made a statement about barking dogs. Since then, there's been debate in some, street corners. But we're going to ask tonight, what was really wrong, with a statement made by the president? Did it in any way slip? Did it in any way misspeak, or what really, what are the issues that people do have with a statement? We're going to talk about that tonight, along with our panelists. And also on the show, the government is in its third year. And so tonight we'll be trying to inquire, we'll be trying to do our own analysis as to the best serving or the best performing ministries, if we do have the best performing. In the third year, it means that the government only has 2026 and 2027 to do development programs, because 2028, will be years of political alignment and realignment, and everybody talking about where they go from there. So that'll be a political period. And then 2029 we'll go to election. So the government has just 2026 and 2027 tomorrow, next year, to do development. So if the government doesn't really meet its promise that it made to the people, well, then the people are going to decide. So we're going to inquire to know, we're going to figure out what are those ministries and agencies that are really performing in line with the rescue agenda. Well, you know, the after the students' protests, the Secretary General of the Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, yes, Koji did a long communication. I think I was able to just I was able to put it out. Did a communication to the U.S. Embassy, where he's asking the embassy of the United States of America to see support to the Liberia National Police. He said, well, the police doesn't deserve being supported because of all of the numerous excesses. And then after a few days, the police pushed back on Koji. But did the police really address the issues that Koji raised in his communication to the U.S. Embassy? We're going to read Koji's letter to the U.S. Embassy. We're going to read the police reaction as well. And then, you know, we have a wonderful discussion for you and for the rest of those who are also online and those who are listening. And so that's the shape of the program tonight. Make sure that you are glued to your radio. You are also glued to your phone so you can watch the show online every week. Just tap Nighttime Heat either on your Facebook page or your YouTube, and then you're going to watch the show online. You know, we've been having some technical problem in recent time, but that's been sorted out now. Our YouTube platform has been problematic, but we're able to resolve it, and so we are back now. And so just make sure to get glued to the radio, get glued to your phone, and let's have a wonderful discussion. Into the program, rest assured, we'll open the lines for you so that you can make your own, you can give us your own take and your own analysis of how you see it and how you understand those threatening issues I will be talking about. Let me welcome David Benedictus Erasmus Nangwe. David, welcome.
Yes, Sabo, thank you very much. And good evening to all our followers, listeners, and viewers. I'd like to say good evening to my fellow panelists and our technical people in the background.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Let me welcome, also, I think he's on the line. We'll make sure. Okay, let me welcome Moses quickly. Moses is on now. Moses, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Saba. It's a pleasure to be back. Mr. Tiger, it's good to have you tonight. If Edwin and Mr. Kennedy are in there, I also want to say it's a pleasure to connect with them. Our crew in the background, I want to take this time to say thank you to them for the good job they do. As usual, it's always a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Okay, Moses, thank you very much for joining us tonight as well. Let me also welcome. He's a reverend. He's a pastor, and he's also a lawyer. Well packaged indeed. Let me welcome Pastor Edmond Twazama. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. I think you forgot to mention that I'm also an associate professor. So.
Okay, you sound associate professor. Let me try to get. Let's try to connect him quickly. Again.
Are you getting me?
Yes, we're trying to do so. Kind of get the technicians so that we can get Pastor Twazama quickly because his microphone, we are not hearing him. Can he help? SOS call for Theo. I don't know why he has been, he's back, he's here now. Can he check the microphone for
Okay, am I being heard?
Okay,
now?
fine, you are.
Thank you. So I was saying that you forgot to mention that I'm also an associate professor. If you want to get all my portfolio,
Wow.
it should be well honorable. However, I'm excited to be here. I was so happy to hear from my good friends, Mr. Sandy over there in the US.
Yeah.
The only man who, when I'm supporting his idea, then he becomes my friend. When I decide to defer a bit, then he asks me, "Are you really a lawyer?" But I'm excited to be here and to see all my colleagues again. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we have a whole house full today. Edwin, welcome to the program. We didn't see you yesterday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been a little bit busy trying to get myself ready for the exam.
Mhm.
Yeah, so far so good, but I did follow the show. It was a very
Oh,
good
which
show.
exam?
The bar exam coming up very soon, so we're now doing the
Were you
application
studying?
process.
Were you studying?
No. It's a long application process. They
Okay.
ask for a lot of documents that you have to compile.
Well, you
then
went
have
through the
to do
school
proof.
already. You went through all of that. The
That's a
2-3
different-
years.
That's a different.
What additional documents are they looking
That's
for?
a different
Or they
ball
want from
game
you?
by itself. This
Okay.
is now before the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So the academic side has already, we've gone through that. We're now before the court,
Okay.
and then after that we go before the bar association now to start that process.
And so after you pass the exam, what happens?
Then I have a lessons to start practicing.
Okay. But as we speak now, you can practice.
Well, no,
But
because
you attempted trying to plead for Dave the other day when Dave referred to his wife, his girlfriend, as his wife. And we said he was slaving off.
On our law, I can represent Dave at the.
Under which law? When
At
you're
the
not
level-
passed the bar exam yet?
Bossman, I'm coming out. You
Okay,
just asked
fine.
me at the level of the magisterial court, I can represent a client. I
Okay.
can represent Dave. So if Dave, wife,
No,
took
his
him to-
girlfriend. His
if-
girlfriend.
Chief, I
You're
just told
referring
you,
to his.
the domestic
why
relation
has someone
law has
decided to bring the thing
classified
back in?
the domestic relation law has already classified what constitutes a husband and a wife.
All right. So what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
I will hire the service of lawyer Edmond Twazama, so we can go and get the girl from the house. The man is not married to that girl.
But if the both of them presume that they are, because according to the law, even even though they may not have gone to the court or do traditional rituals, but if she has already consentently using his name, the law.
No. The guy is still here. The guy is
what-
still
no,
here.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
she's
But
Yeah,
no.
she's
Aside from
she's
even
not-
using his name,
Mhm.
If they
once they
presume-
carry themselves, once they live in the
Once they
same,
So why you trying to make the thing?
once they live within the same vicinity, they in
Somebody
the same
put on
house,
trouble.
they carry themselves as husband and wife, and the
Yeah.
people in the community can testify that these people live
The
as
two
couple.
of them,
They are considered husband and
No,
wife.
let me correct you.
Yeah.
The two of them, we've never seen them wearing the same clothes.
You have never seen them wearing
Unless
the
the
same
other
clothes.
couple.
Wearing-
Unless the
Wearing
other
the same
couple.
clothes, wearing the same clothes doesn't mean it doesn't mean
Wearing
anything.
same-
But
No.
I think more often it's more regardless when, for example, even though they have not done it legally, but on some documents she has his
No, absolutely, there's no documents there.
I know,
I've visited
I
before.
know all that.
Okay, George, let me welcome you to the program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
Saba.
Good evening, Sabah. Good evening to my astute co-panelists, Mr. Sandy and the rest of the team.
Mhm.
Our dynamic technicians. I want to say thank you. And I also want to invite our many listeners again to please listen to us. I know it's going to be intriguing, it's going to be informative, it's going to be entertaining. Thank you.
All right, so gentlemen, let's get into our discussion quickly. Kindly share the show, viewers, share the live videos so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the nighttime heat. Tonight we're going to look at the speech, not the speech, but the visit or the travel of the president of the Republic of Liberia. You know, Joseph Boakai is not in the country. He has traveled to the U.S. We're going to look at the reasons why, and what are those reasons. What are reasons will transform into some benefits on the people. We're going to look at that tonight. Also, the debate about the 79 billion that the central banker wants to print. There are individuals who think that there would be inflation, so there's absolutely no need for that. We're going to talk about that as well. What is wrong with this statement made by the president? About backing dogs. Everywhere you pass, in street corners, was giving their own interpretation. So tonight, my panel is going to interpret it. They're going to tell us what do they think about the statement, whether it was condescending, whether it was disparaging or not, or whether it was commending of the Liberian people. I want to hear from our panelists tonight. And also, the government is in its third year. And I'll often say that the government has only 2026 and 2027, actually, practically, to do major work. 2028, political realignment and alignment, and then 2029 will go to elections. Now, the government is in its third year. What are those government ministries and agencies that are really performing in line with the rescue agenda? My panelists tonight will discuss that. And also, after the police, the street protest the students' protest that resulted into arrests and subsequent admission into the hospital and all of that, the Secretary General of the CDC, Jefferson Koji, wrote a very long letter to the U.S. Embassy asking Washington to cease support to the Liberian National Police. And then after a few hours, the police did push back on Koji. We got the two documents. We're going to read them also. What are the police did address the issues that were raised by Koji? Or they didn't address the issue at all? We're going to talk about that tonight. Again, gentlemen, welcome to the program. Let's begin quickly. Let me pull out the executive mansion statement that has to do with the president's departure today. President Bawka departs for the United States to receive Peace Leadership Award. Let's underline that, to receive Peace Leadership Award and deliver keynote address at the Africa Peace Awards. President Joseph Njoman Bawka Sr. This morning departed the country for a week-long visit to the United States of America. That is April 22 to April 30th, 2026. During the visit, President Bawka will receive the prestigious Peace Leadership Award and deliver the keynote address at the 34th Annual Africa Peace Awards to be held at California State University. Okay. The award recognizes his commitment to peace building, democratic governance, and inclusive development in Liberia and across African continent. So tonight, the reason for which they are awarding the president, is that really reflective of the actual story on the ground? We're going to look at that tonight. The president's delegation comprises the following officials and distinguished personalities. Honorable Mamaka Belede, Minister of State, with a portfolio. Belede is always going with the president. Nasano Kwabo, Director General of the Cabinet. General Limik Matthew P.I., he's going there to relay the information to us. He's the Minister of Information. Dr. J. Alexander Nutra, Minister of Agriculture. Inspector Gregory Coleman. Where is Coleman going to provide security for the president as well? Okay. Inspector General of the National Police. Professor Robert Sherman, Chairman, Council of Liberian Experts in the Diaspora. Okay, fine. While they were in the United States, President Bawka and delegation will engage in a series of high-level meetings with partners and stakeholders to strengthen bilateral relations and advance cooperation in key sectors, including governance, investment, and human capacity development. In the absence of the president, the Minister of Education, Dr. Jasu Marley Jala, will chair the cabinet in consultation with the president and the vice president, ensuring continuity in the effective functioning of government. The president will return to the country on May 1, 2026. The visit highlights Liberia's continued efforts to international engagement and its enduring pursuit of peace, stability, and sustainable development. Signed, Antoine Dalo Kula, BN Fufana. Now, gentlemen, the president has traveled. Let me hear from you first, Edwin. What's your take on the president's trip? And then we'll talk about some specifics in the reasons for the president's travel.
What I think is commendable that at this point in time, our president is still getting out there to keep cementing ties and building relationship with even our traditional partners that happen to be the United States. And in the closing of the statement there, it says that in addition to the award that he's going to receive, his delegations will also engage with bilateral partners in the area of investment, education, and so forth. So that is almost like the benefits that will start coming after this whole process. Let us not just look at it from the standpoint that he's going to receive an award and he's taking a delegation with him and then turn his back and get on the plane. That's why you have key people on that trip. You talked about Gregory Coleman. We talking about security. Gregory being somebody from within that system who understand how the police work is on the trip to solicit assistance from his counterpart in the U.S., whatever state they may find themselves in. California is almost like a country of its own. California has almost $1 billion plus, or almost close to $1 trillion budget.
Okay,
so
fifth biggest economy.
It's the fifth biggest. Yeah, so we can get a lot from California.
Okay, let me hold you there, George.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I had to inject that California actually globally is known as the fifth biggest economy in the world.
Please speak to the microphone.
Yes, it's the fifth biggest economy in the world.
Yeah,
and this trip is very crucial. I just heard about the African the African annual award. I didn't know about this group. So I'm just hearing about them. So we'll try to do research to know what really they do. But most of these functions, these organizations, these global organizations, they deal with global leaders, world leaders. So when they invite a particular leader, there's a platform that probably they use, to
probably not sure.
I just told you that.
No, you said probably. You're not sure of that.
I hope when somebody is speaking, you try to listen.
No, but you said probably, comrade.
Yeah, I just told
probably
you.
Mean you're not sure.
Then if you come back to ask that question, it means that you are not listening to me. I just told
you. Oh,
you
didn't use probably?
I just told you.
No. We can get a recording now. Comrade. No. Let's get the record straight. We can get a recording. I didn't use probably.
I'm not going to answer that question because I just told you here that I don't know much about this.
About the organization, yeah.
So if I say that probably they come, you say probably, it means that you didn't hear what I said first.
No, I heard it.
Fine, then you're not hearing.
No, I'm saying it means that you're not sure of that. What you say?
He said it could be.
I don't know.
Comrade, you are not here to.
I don't know about this group much. So this type of platform, I'm looking at it 34th. I mean, from first to 34th, it could be an old organization that deal with global leaders. So with this, probably they have the kind of platform to link those leaders. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, thank you, comrade. Dave, let us hear from you. Dave.
The first thing, if that particular group, myself, I just heard about it in a statement. If that particular group is calling a world leader like ours, that means that they've been following developments in Liberia or the issue of governance, rule of law, and other areas. That particular group has a benchmark that it uses in terms of recognizing that world leaders like our president, Joseph Boakai. And I believe after they've done their own observation and monitoring of activities in Liberia, they concluded that, he deserves recognition. And I believe it's on the basis that he's been invited to be given such an award. And that's a plus for Liberia. That means that Liberia, when it comes to international organizations, Liberia is one of the countries that is under the spotlight.
Okay.
is under the spotlight. And I think that basically we should be proud that our president. I was just asking myself. I wonder how many presidents from Africa or West Africa that have been invited to receive such an award.
Okay.
Or if it is only our president from West Africa that has been invited to be given such an award, that means that it's something that's Liberians we should be proud of.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much. Then let's go to Moses before Pastor Transama can come in. Moses, the president has traveled. Let's hear from you. We'll talk about the specifics, but let's just get your.
Well, thank you again, Sober, for the opportunity. I would like to begin first by providing a little bit of information on this group, on the organization.
Okay.
This organization been in existence since 1993.
Okay.
On an annual basis, the organization recognizes individuals and organizations that continue to play outstanding role towards a peaceful and harmonious world. People who are committed in ensuring that we live in a peaceful and harmonious world. You could be a world leader. It could be a sober judge. If you are selected, they track your work and say, hey, I think this guy qualifies. It could be the nighttime heat. After a given period of time, they recognize that we are doing a great job to ensure a global peace and harmony. We could get selected. So now, having said that, let's come to the honor which will be bestowed on our president. The honor to be bestowed, the president is being honored for what the organization considered to be his commitment to peace building and democratic governance.
Moses, Moses.
Yes.
1 minute. Let's hold you there. We'll come to the reasons for the.
Yeah, but I just wanted to strike a point. That's where I'm coming from.
Strike the point, but that's just your initial comment on what you think about the visit, and you've just given us information about the group that's invited. So just hold on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pastor Price, let's hear from you.
Well, I think a good thing that our president can be recognized internationally to receive these kind of awards. But the thing here is, this is not something strange. This is not something new. President Bouaka is not the only Liberian president who has been receiving international awards. Even when President Weah was in power, he was invited on several occasions to receive awards. And I don't want to talk much about President Sirleaf because we also were happy there during her era. Particularly, I do not have a problem with the president and his entourage who has left. He knows better why he took these people along with him. As long as there is no crisis going on in the country, we don't have an outbreak, we don't have inflections on prices and stuff like that, and the country is running. Even Bouaka leaves today, there are people who don't even know the president is out of Liberia. Even this morning, I was on my way to work because I lecture at the Adventist University. Mm-hmm. It was when some of my colleagues in the staff post were concerned when they saw the convoy coming from the airport, because we share jet fuel mass, and they were asking, "But what's happening here?" And then I had done it. You know that the president left, like brother. This convoy is coming. The president left. The country is running peaceful, and that's one thing we must recognize. And I think it's normal. We should not look at President Bouaka, there's another political goal here at school, in as much as for what purpose receiving this award may be significant, but it's not a new thing to do.
Okay, so gentlemen, let's go to the second layer of this whole discussion. The president is, and of course, we're going to talk about the issue concerning the debates around the printing of the 79 billion Liberian dollars. That will be our second discussion. We're going to talk about that. There are individuals who think, economists who believe that that could cause inflation for us, for the people of Liberia, and they don't think that there's a need for the printing of such a huge quantity. But we'll talk about that now, gentlemen. Let's talk about the reasons for the president's invite to the U.S. The award that the president is going to receive. The award recognizes the president's commitment to peace building, democratic governance, and inclusive development in Liberia and across the African continent. Now, do we see on the path, of our whole governance structure or across the government, a government headed by President Boyka, who's going to receive that award? Are these reasons for which he's going, are they actually a reality on the ground? Dave, let's hear from you.
Well, it depends on who's talking about that, but I would say yes. Yes, because as far as we do know, or I do know, since President Boyka took office, we haven't heard about the government arresting opposition politicians for what is said about the government. And the recent situation, they talk about peace. Let me look at the issue of peace first. Quite recently, you notice when the crisis was at its height at the Guinea-Liberian border, the handling of that crisis by the president, that was a demonstration of his leadership ability. Because had he not, with that kind of ability, to have probably, to have handled that crisis at the border, but now would have been saying different thing, or would have found our country and the citizens on a serious problem had he not handled. That's about peace in the sub-region, his handling of that particular crisis. The other thing again is that in spite of all what people, opposition elements and others have said, we said about the government, said about the president, yet and still we haven't had any political prison. For what they've done or what they've said about the government. And the other thing to talk about inclusive governance. Democratic governance. Democratic governance. Mm-hmm. Democratic governance, meaning that, look, people have the freedom to speak out their minds and their views without being pursued or hunted. I think we're saying that clearly. There are people who speak democratically, even at some point use disparaging comments. But yet and still, they protect it under the law, because our Constitution says you have the right to say whatever you want to say. If necessary, sometimes you can be held liable. If necessary, you can be held liable for what you say, maybe the truth what you say. But all in all, from what we've seen, I think, besides that, the group we're talking about, even though many of us know little about them, they have their own yardstick they use in terms of giving these awards to individuals who they think warrant receiving them because of their style of governance and how they run their countries and how they participate in global issues.
Okay, let's go there. You made your point already. Let's begin with, let's continue with you, Pastor Twazaman. The part of the reasons for which they invited the president, they indicated his commitment to democratic, to peace building, in fact, indicated peace building. They said he's committed to peace building. He's committed to democratic governance. He's committed to inclusive development. Where you stand on that? Where do you stand? It's the president a peace builder? Do you see? Have you seen that since he took the matter of authority, democratic governance? Do you see a reflection of that in our country?
As a realist that I am,
Mm-hmm.
my response to this question is not because maybe people may feel that I'm a fanatic of the president, or maybe I'm an opposer of the president's agenda. But on a real note, we've lived in Liberia since the inception. In fact, I've been in and out, but at least for the few months I've been here, I've seen Liberia. The Liberia that I saw before is not the Liberia I'm seeing now. The Liberia that I saw a few years ago is a kind of Liberia where to be identified as a real Liberian or someone who's qualified to work in the government, you must be identified by the red or blue beret. Every now and then you have to parade the streets. You have to show some kind of hooliganism to prove that indeed you're a true Liberian. And this is not the case. Today the president left to go to the US. We all saw the video on the media. Did you see anybody standing there chanting Amanda Awetu, in that green beret or Unity Party shirt? It tells you that.
And so let me hold you there. How does that? No, we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. One minute. We are talking about peace building.
Yeah.
How does Awanda Awetu? How does it allow peace
So
building?
if you have a governance that is being run by political party ideology, then there is nothing about peace building within that governance. And this is clear. Like I told you, except you do not want to be honest with the fact that if it is President Weah who's traveling today, you have seen the entire airport.
But that I'm asking you, Pastor Trazaman,
No, but
how does that align with peace building? Are you aware? I'm coming. Comrade.
Let's answer the question.
Comrade, we are talking about peace here.
Yeah.
President Boaka is the one leading the country.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen, or have you heard, or have you read that a gathering of opposition and imposition politicians being held, supervised, or chaired by the president to say, no, let's look at the direction of our country? Have you heard that happening? Have you seen that? So let us not talk about.
It should be on the record that you are utilizing my time.
Hold on.
No, time that is due to me will be given.
Yes,
you can speak as much as you want to, but I must be given the due diligence to speak as per my time.
Thank you. I'm asking you, how does people going to the airport, participants going to the airport wearing blue and whatever, how does it happen?
Let me shock you again. Do you know what leads to instability of peace? It's when the president stands to speak and address the nation, and he has categories of people he's actually addressing: seditions, Weahsians, fellow Liberians.
Let me hold you.
No, you can't hold me there.
No. Because I come in.
Mr. George, I think you're not being fair.
No,
you're not being fair.
No. I come in, comrade. You can't skew this whole thing.
I am not skewing nothing.
Your opinion.
I am not skewing nothing. I'm entitled to my opinion. Listen. Let me speak to one part again. Let me speak to one part again.
1 minute.
The fact that President Boaka has just recently demonstrated his act of being a man who believes in peace. Look at the incident between Liberia and Guinea. If there was some other president that I know, I'm not speaking about the immediate past president, but let's take, for example, President Taylor. If this was during the regime of President Taylor, but now there's a serious bloodshed in this country, either in this country or in Guinea.
Okay, let me hold you there. George, no, I'm coming to you. There's
a reason why you're jumping on me.
What kind of guy is this? He said go to Edwin. I'm coming to you.
You're going roll out.
No, I'm coming to you.
The fact that you did not allow me to learn.
No, you learned
that. You did not allow me to express myself.
No, you learned that. Because
I only responded to questions that you asked me. I did not speak to the fact.
I come in.
People saying Amanda Awetu and people wearing berets to go to the.
When we are on this program and we are talking about the issue of peace building, for which the president has been invited, let's be nationalistic. Let us not skew this thing here.
The
Trying
fact
to point out an isolated situation.
let me tell
No,
you,
let
you
us
see
not.
the later
Comrade,
thing,
no,
the
please.
later things
I'll hold
you
you
do
there,
not
please.
consider
Let me hold
as
you there.
major
Let me
things
hold
in
you
the
there. Let me hold you
country
there.
is what
George, it is your turn.
Yeah. I didn't get your question clear.
My question
I
is-
have observed that
my
we have
question
we
is-
have 6 years of isolation. But let's try it.
My question is,
Yeah.
the president was invited to the U.S. for the purpose of for his commitment to peace building, right? His commitment to democratic governance, his commitment to inclusive development, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm asking you the question: do those reasons for which they invited the president, are they realities on the ground? Is that the question I'm asking?
Inclusive governance. See the composition of the current government. See standard bearer.
No, let's
of
take it from peace building first. Let's look at peace building.
peace building.
That's the first, yeah.
Fine. Look, my colleagues who previously spoke struck the points. The fact is, when it comes to peace building, we all are witnessing what happened at the Liberia-Guinea border.
Granted,
We have all seen the step the president took.
granted.
He said he will pursue diplomatic path. He went, he got an ECOWAS chairman, they flew to Guinea, they signed a communique, they came back. After a few weeks, some group of the Guinean army withdrew from Kwanibuni area, some still at the Solomba area. Discussion still continues for them to go back. That's leadership. That's
Excellent
promoting
leadership.
peace. Very good. Domestically,
Mhm.
the president is not at all with his opposition. No clashes. The major opposition in the country, every other invitation to attend public ceremonies, refuse to go there, but still no problem because it is the right of every individual to or not to. You don't see the state using state securities to go after their opposition, their opponents from their homes when they make comments, when whatever. If you breach the law, they go through the legal means to do. It doesn't mean in any country when they say that leader pursuing peace, that if people violate the law, so long you are opposition, they say you can't face the law. But the way you will face the law, you will face the law in line with due process that everyone will see. That's it.
Okay, let's
So-
look at democratic governance now.
Democratic governance, when it comes to leadership, it's the same, right? It's about how people are peacefully elected and they take over the country to govern. The president was
Like what
elected-
happened at the House of Representatives? Is that
you know.
No, I'm just
most of-
asking now.
Wait, I'm coming.
That's democratic governance.
most-
Please,
Yeah.
no, you are not the one to
Wait,
speak.
wait,
No,
I'm
Edwin,
coming.
don't do this. Let's try to
I'm
respect
coming.
each other.
I'm coming.
George
I'm
is on the
coming.
floor.
Liberia has 3 branches of government. Liberia has 3 branches of government. These 3 branches, there are 2 of them that the law allows them to regulate themselves. They have their own rules. The Korean parliament, they can fight. Most of the people, they stay on top of their seat to fight. If the legislature or any of the houses of the legislature, any of their members happen to violate their rules and they happen to take action, it will not be considered as a breach of the law in the international body. That's why we think so. As people think that when do that, international community will do so. No, it will not be seen. They will look at the enforcers of the law, that is the state, the role they play when that matter come before them, how they handle, how they enforce that law. That's it.
Okay, let's hold you there.
So
Let's hold you there. You
that
spoke.
all NRTD key
Yeah,
things,
inclusive
I'm gonna-
development. Okay.
inclusive development.
Mhm.
You know, I like for you to take it very version.
Mhm.
If you look at this particular government, contracts and projects that were implemented or that were issued or implemented by the past administration, it's been continual going. They didn't cancel any, except the RRA rule that is under investigation for alleged corruption, which is being paused a bit. But all other projects, all other contracts that were signed by the past administration,
Are continuing.
they are all being enforced.
Okay, so you call that
So,
inclusive
yeah,
development.
it's inclusive.
Thank you. Let's hear from you, Moses. And let me ask a question to you, Moses, who can come to Edwin. The question is, the president has been invited to the United States of America, number one, to receive a peace award, and also to serve as keynote speaker. And the reasons for which he's going to receive the peace award is because of his commitment in the judgment of the group that has invited him, his commitment to peace building, his commitment to democratic governance, his commitment to inclusive development. Most of the question is that a reflection? Are these reasons reflection? I mean, are these reasons reality on the ground? Are they reflective of the reality on the realities on the ground?
Yeah.
So the way you laying the emphasis, man, you know. But look, that is how our lecture begins. I'm hearing echo in the background. Someone has to mute.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is how our lecture begins. Let me make a full disclaimer.
Mute.
I have no political alliance. I'm a free thinker. When I speak, I don't speak with the expectation that someone is going to call me and say, yeah, it's $50 for data. And beyond that. When I speak, I don't speak with the expectation that someone is going to call me to offer me a job for $2,000 or $3,000 and beyond that. Now, having said that, that is what I want to say in response to your question. Sober and other of my colleagues, I think President Joseph Yuma Boakai is the wrong pick for this award. And I will give you a couple of reasons why I think he's not the right person for this award. Let's go back to the reason why he's being awarded. Commitment. Commitment to what? Peace building and democratic governance. President Boakai is not committed to any of these. How do you talk about democratic governance, peace building, and you recognize someone who doesn't respect the rule of law? Don't you see that in the country?
Flo, Moses,
the laws on the book. There are laws on the board that clearly define the role of entities in the country. The president breaks them with impunity. Let's go back to the capital. The current situation with Yeke Koluba. The situation with Kofa. The president took side. He compromised the executive branch of government. That implies he doesn't respect the laws of the country. I don't want to bore you with a history because you already know the history. Let's go to FOIA. Let's go to FOIA, the MRU project. There are laws that clearly states how government contracts are awarded. That when government initiates a major project, they go through legislative processes. The laws are clearly laid out. The president never honored that. He came, he told us that, hey, first he didn't know about it. Later, when he learned about it, what did you do? He did nothing. And guess what? Who is implementing the project? A relative of the president. Single source. There was no bidding process. And somebody is telling me that this man is committed to democratic tenets.
Okay, Moses, I hold you there.
Yes.
I hope you give me the same time.
You will have the same time. I'm not going to interrupt you.
Gave to
no, you have the same. Please
Moses,
continue now because you are delaying. You are reducing your time.
You know. Let me say this. Sometimes our brother get excited and say some things that actually are far-fetched. You know, we talk about peace building, and I think Brother Tazama, Mr. George, and David made mention of what peace building is. Look at the situation with the border crisis. What road did the president took? He took upon himself, flew to Sierra Leone, got Madabio, flew to Guinea to try to see how they can amicably solve this thing. As we speak today, President Boakai's representative on the Security Council is pushing for the UN not to abandon the people of Sudan. As we speak, it was just I just read it on the news. And then you want to sit in America and say President Boakai is not a candidate fit for this award. Secondly, that look and George struck a very good point. Every important program that has been held in this country, you always see Alexander Cummings at that program. You will see former President Sirleaf at that program. If an individual who thinks that he's supposed to be president, I don't want to call his name because my brother tried to call his name and it went head to scatter.
Let us not go there.
Please,
no, comrade.
I'm coming now. Please.
No, I'm coming. I assure you that I will not interrupt you.
Yeah, okay.
But let us not go to where we're not supposed to go.
No, but we're not going there.
I'm coming. Because the refusal of former President Weah for not attending ceremonies, you know that it has a deep-rooted reasons in the way he was treated before. You know that very well. Where he's coming from
at the airport.
I'm coming. You know that very well.
Do you know what they do to now President Boakai at the airport?
Let's forget about that.
No, Chief.
Let's not go about that.
Someone, irrespective of how you're treated at the airport, you are a national leader.
No,
that's no excuse.
Listen, let's forget about that. Talk about how the president
has been committed
to democratic
government. I just said it.
And his peace building as well.
If you want me to complete the peace building, I can go on and on and on.
Go ahead.
One of the interest that probably would have getting these organizations to invite President Boakai to see the relationship that was between President Boakai and his former boss, President Sirleaf, even where she did not support him during the 2017 election process. He did not disengage himself from her. When he became president, she became his good friend. That's why you see them everywhere together. That's peace building. That's harmony. Wherein your vice president is going to launch his campaign, and then you took the major opposition to go and break ground for a project in his county. Yet he still put that behind him and say, we need to forge our country power. That's peace building. Now, on the issue of inclusive development, the president, as we sit here today, almost every county, there is some kind of development initiative going on in almost every county. You can call your people now in Grand Cru. They will tell you that there's something happening in Grand Cru. You can call your people in Grand G. They will tell you, say, yes, we're seeing maybe Rose Wind Bill, we're seeing SYZ or so. So for somebody to sit and say, oh, because there was a project in Foya and there is this and that, so the president is not the red peak, that's illusion.
Okay, let me hold you there.
I wanted to provide information if
go ahead.
necessary. Because every time Mr. Sandy says this, I try to correct him. First of all, you in America. Don't try to condescendingly speak to people here.
Then you say we yet
nobody. You don't work for anybody that they say they will pay you $30,000 this one. Don't try to insult people intelligently.
I've been working for 15 years.
Please, we're not going to talk.
So, let me come in here. I need to say something quickly. Please, just a second. I came. I said, let me make a full disclosure. I did not say that Mr. George Kennedy is a fanatic because he's being paid by the government. I did not call anyone name. I wanted people to know who Moses Sandy is. It's so sad, so unfortunate that this man will allow fanaticism to take over him to the point that he will call my name and try to drag me into something where I made no reference to him. It's very sad, George. You got to be an open-minded person.
You learn now.
Okay.
And
you come across that close-minded.
So just last night on this show, all those words you use them on me. You were here. You can play the video. You can play the audio. Probably, you know what I see with Mr. Sandy, he's quick to forget. You came back in different form today to come because you got a full house. To try to hide your feelings on the expression that you brought. Let me say this to you when it comes to the legislature. I don't want to believe that you really cover the legislature. Because if you did,
We are not discussing legislature.
if he still mentioned the legislature, I didn't find out to prove that to him.
Okay,
He
just
said,
a few-
he said
you
the
got few
president,
seconds.
the president supported the removal of Yeke Kolba, and the president supported the removal of Fonati Kofa.
Sorry,
Mr. Sandy, how many times people will teach you and you still refuse to accept the fact and learn this thing? The president during Kofa's crisis, when the justice minister interpreted, the chief lawyer for the country, interpreted the Supreme Court ruling, that's the time the president said, then we'll work with the majority.
and that's the dean of the Supreme Court.
So the justice minister is the dean of the Supreme Court. So the president, that's the government's lawyer that interpreted the Supreme Court ruling. So the president said, but then saying that is the case, we'll work with the majority. Then he said the president supported.
Okay, gentlemen,
So something wrong
gentlemen, I
somewhere,
think
yeah.
we've spoken about the reasons for the president, receiving the award. I will talk about his commitment to democratic governance, his commitment to the issue of peace building and inclusive development. Now, let's look at, because we'll shortly transition, let's look at the composition of the president's delegation. Those traveling with the president, I named them. Dave, what's your take on it?
Yeah. Normally, when the president is traveling, he determines who to travel with him or travel home.
We are not asking, we are not saying that he doesn't determine that. No, we are not.
Wow.
We are asking you, what is your take on the do you tell us a take? You heard the name.
But-
We talk about whether the president determines.
Saba.
We don't determine.
Saba.
No. I come here.
No, Saba, I'm not going to say
no,
what
no,
you want me to
No,
say.
the point is,
Uh-huh.
we are not saying we should determine. The president has the authority to determine who travels with him. But we have our right as well as citizens to talk about the composition. I'm asking you, what is
Saba.
what do you
Saba.
think about
Saba.
the composition of the
Saba,
president's delegation?
I'm not going to sound the way you want me to sound or say what I want to say. I have to lay my premise.
No, your premise can be faulty. at times.
No, you don't
Very
have to.
faulty.
No,
Yeah.
Saba.
Yeah.
Saba.
You want Brian?
Your premise can be faulty.
No, I like
The
it.
point is, I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
what is your take on the
But I'm
composition
giving
of the
my take,
president's
Saba, and
delegation?
you're stopping
If the
me.
delegation is large, no. If the delegation is small, if those on the delegation.
You're talking about the
Fine,
size.
let's talk about that.
But then be
But what's your
specific.
take, Dave?
Saba.
Tell me now.
Saba,
We got limited time.
Saba, you're not going to put me under pressure to say why you want to hear from me. As far as I'm concerned, we are in the kitchen and
I can go to bed.
no, Saba.
Go ahead, Tal.
We are in the kitchen and I'm used to the heat.
Okay.
So you're not going to
Blame.
I know.
So you're not going to determine from what I want to
Go
say.
ahead quickly. Go
As
ahead.
far as I'm concerned, the president determines who travels with him and why they should travel.
Which
with
we
him.
don't have any question about that.
Okay. So those on the trip are the people, the size of the size of the delegation to mean a small delegation. A small delegation, and all of them, I believe, they have different roles to play, different meetings to attend, different persons to talk to, different organizations to talk to, depending on which institutions they represent.
Member
on that
capability is over traveling with the president. What's her role there?
Well, I think that question is a
No,
very-
I'm asking you.
the question is a fine question, but it belongs to the president himself.
Okay, let's
Why
know who
Mama
it
Kai is
is.
always traveling?
So-
let's hear from you.
So Mamaka is the deputy minister of state of our portfolio. Definitely, she covers a large range of activities that the president deemed necessary for her to cover. So she's a very
So her
important
presence on
cabinet.
every trip is
Her-
necessary.
Is very necessary.
Okay.
That's the president.
So what's your take on
It
the
is-
size of the
It is
delegation?
almost like the president errand boy or someone that I can say, look, talk with Minister Ability if you cannot talk to me. All right. Now, the size of the delegation is sizable, I do believe, and everybody that take, for example, Dr. Luther, who is
Yeah.
Agriculture.
the
Agriculture
minister,
minister, yeah.
of course. Now, there are a lot of American companies that are into the agribusiness, new technology. They're looking for places where you have, a fertile land to see how best, they can start doing some kind of investment to be able to import back to the U.S. and other parts.
So possibly you attract
of
them
the
here.
world. But of course.
Okay, let me hold you there.
Then
George,
not
tell
go
me-
to the police. Hey,
No, but comrade,
Why
no,
you running
not-
like
no,
this?
No, you're not going to take
then
the entire
not go to the
entire time.
police. Not go to the
Ask them about the
police.
size of the delegation.
They are in.
You said
They
the
go to
delegation-
Sacramento, California, wherein we just said is the 5th largest economy in the world. You have the police director.
We didn't ask you to tell
when
you
it
to
comes
tell us
to-
about the rules.
when
of
it
all of
comes
those
to
people.
when
What's the size of the delegation? What we ask you?
it's very
Please
sizable.
hold on.
So I don't know
Mr.
for what
George.
reason you want to.
Mr. George,
totally
let's
get
hear from you.
off
The
the-
size is small.
Yeah.
No, you
No,
come
please,
back
1
to
minute,
that.
1 minute,
The
comrade. Yes.
size is small.
Very
That's
small.
It's suit for the occasion.
Okay.
That's my opinion on
Okay.
that when you talk about size.
Okay, comrade,
Yeah.
what's your
There was
take
a
on that?
very important question. I think you strategically and you intentionally did not want to ask me. What qualifies President Walker for the award he has come to receive?
Oh, yeah,
In as much
Are you
as-
spoke?
No, I did not speak.
Oh, okay, let's hear from
I
you.
did not speak.
Oh, let's hear from you.
The moment I answered the first question, you asked to say no. So,
You're deliberate.
No, but
I feel
you're going
triggered
contrary there.
no,
You're going off tangent. Now.
you
Yeah,
can't.
go ahead.
I will not speak for your comfort.
I'm not saying so.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying.
No, but you're going off tangent.
Let me say this.
You
to
brought the issue of black bearer people. We're not
Of
talking about that.
course.
No,
No,
blue bearer.
please,
Blue bearer or green
black
bearer. We're not talking about blue bearer or green bearer.
However,
That's
that's
fast
the
now.
reality.
Yeah,
When it
fine.
sings with you, then you become shaking.
No, it doesn't change. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
however, let me say this, right? I listened to Sandy's remarks, and it's laughable. The fact that this brother will becloud himself to only think negative about President Bouaka and this government is a troubling situation. We all can be realistic. We all can have our differences. But when it comes to, speaking truth, you must speak truth, because what you're saying here is we're not having a conversation just around this table. There are thousands of people listening to you. If you will sit at your comfort zone and try to just say, oh, President Bouaka is not qualified because he's not holding democracy, he's not holding peace, without giving tangibles,
The man did.
he gave nothing.
He did.
He
You
said
didn't
nothing.
listen to him?
But let me tell you
You
one
want to
reason.
repeat that? He
Let me tell you
did.
something. When people write you, when people look at you and say, "Oh, George, we think you are qualified for an award," in this category, there are many things to look at. And for President Bouaka, the first thing that will come to this woman is his long record of public service. President Bouaka has served in public service for quite a long time, and there has been no scandals. There have been nothing of maybe malpractices and stuff. It first of all qualifies him. The next thing is his reputation of humility and integrity. It's obvious that President Bouaka has been a humble man. He has always shown integrity in anything he does. The next thing is commitment to government reform. We've seen that.
I hope you don't have an endless list.
It's not endless. It's not endless. It's not endless. I was just trying to jot down something when
Yes, go ahead,
was
quickly.
talking.
Yeah.
His commitment to government reform. President Bouaka, since inception, he has been fighting corruption like no other president since I've known myself has done.
True.
Even the very people in his government are facing prosecution based on corruption scandals right now.
True.
Even the very people who served in previous government, they are also facing, prosecution based on corruption scandals. So it's not like he's shooting the people in his government and he's going after people who did not serve in his government.
All right, so the next question.
Okay, go ahead, ask the next
Because
question.
I know your
The size
list
of
is
the
very
delegation.
long.
No,
Your
I
list
was-
is very
I
long.
was-
The
The
size
next
of the
question, please.
delegation.
Eh?
The size
next
of the
question.
delegation.
The size of President Bouaka's dedication, I feel it's nothing to discuss. President Bouaka went with strategic people, and I'm very sure that this is another means for negotiating. It's another means of networking in different sectors, especially the very people he kept with him.
Okay.
So it's only prudent enough. My own concern is it's not just about carrying these people. My concern now is what would be the outcome of these people who went along with the president. How would they help him in terms of positive engagement that will not benefit them alone, but the state in which they represent out there? That's my own concern.
All right, so Moses, your party comment on this, so we can transition.
You
he's
want to go back
starting
to
now?
Moses? Why would you want to go
man.
back for party
Gentlemen,
comment?
But then you can't.
You can't talk about
All right,
Yeah.
Moses,
If
hold on.
Moses speaks,
Moses, hold on.
definitely
Because
we will all have
I'm
party
under
comments that
pressure.
we give
You
them.
full pressure, man.
No, it's not about you being under pressure.
All right, gentlemen.
It's
Let's
because-
transition. Let's transition.
Oh, okay.
We listen to the
No,
next
but
time.
no, Soba, I did not speak on that. You did not ask me about his size. And you're moving forward. So let me speak. I've been quiet.
Moses, the size of the delegation, please. The
Yes.
size of the
I was hearing noise in the background. Someone can just mute. Let me make this pointed statement. to the Reverend and my colleagues. Reverend, when I speak, I don't go seeking consensus. And that's what you guys are looking for. If that's what you're looking for, you will not get it from Moses Sandy. I speak based on my perception of things. I could be right, I could be wrong. That's what we call subjectivity. We don't have to agree. We don't have to see it the same way. And you guys are lawyers. But sometimes when you speak, it brings your legal profession into question.
What you see,
listen, you express yourself. Let me express myself to you. You were very condescending to me. You were very condescending. I didn't come here seeking consensus. I expressed my honest opinion. You have the right to disagree. You don't have to be personal. Now the size of the delegation, the size of the delegation doesn't matter. What matter is what comes from out of the trip, the outcome. You can get 3-4 persons with you and decide to just stay in the hotel and have fun. You can carry 2 persons with you and spend a lot of money. The country stands to benefit nothing. You remember when the president came from Ethiopia, the reporters asked him a very pointed question. Mr. President, what was the outcome? What did the president say? He and his delegation was giving what? An overriding, they received, they were treated with cordiality. They were given, that they were welcomed happily. Is that what you define as sources? You were giving hospitable reception. Is that what you define as sources? So for me, it doesn't matter. The man can take 100 presidents. You can take 200 presidents. You can take 1 or 2 presidents. What do we stand as a country to benefit is what counts to me. Thank you.
Let me say this to Sandy.
I think
in a second. Let me say this.
If you speak, I will speak back. Reverend, we're not in a church. You speak, I will speak back. Let me tell you.
You speak. I don't care about
Gentlemen, we'll have the transition, please.
No, the fact that Sandy will say, and try to question our qualification in a condemning way, I feel it's inappropriate. Let me say this to you, Mr. Sandy.
You have a second.
Yes, I have a second. You should give me the time to say my seconds. Mr. Sandy, sitting down every time and trying to think that your analysis is the most profound analysis when in fact it doesn't show reality in every time, doesn't make it to feel like, because maybe my thoughts always try to differ from the other people's thoughts, then, I'm the most profound person. You in as much as you are speaking, because we are loyal means we should be one-sided, we should be unrealistic, like the way you think you are over there. Because most of your thought in your speeches doesn't represent even someone who lives in a
we'll hold you there for your second part.
Lord Reverend, let me take it to the Reverend quickly. No, I will take it back to him. No. I will take it to the Reverend. I told you guys. Reverend, let me reiterate. I want you to listen. Can someone new, please? Let me take it back to you, Reverend. I'm saying to you, yes. That's someone just mute.
Please.
That's someone just mute.
1 minute.
Yeah, that's someone mute. Reverend, keep quiet. Let me speak, Reverend. Reverend, will you please allow me to speak, please?
No.
Okay, so Reverend, allow me. Let me speak. So, Reverend, this is what I said. When I said that whenever you guys talk, it makes me to wonder about your legal profession. In law, listen, will you allow me to speak? In law, what I do know is that anyone who is a lawyer is someone who is tolerant. That's what we call open-mindedness. So you look at things in a broader context. You're not myopic, short-sighted. No.
All right, let's hold you there, Moses. Let's hold you there. I think you spoke up.
And that's why you guys want me to be myopic or form consensus? No, Moses said he will not do that.
You spoke on Moses. I don't want to mute you. You already spoke on. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat, right to the Prime FM 105.5. This is the midweek edition of the program. We are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap on Nighttime Heat. And of course, we're going to follow the show and enjoy the show as well. Gentlemen, let's try to transition quickly. We got the issue of the debate concerning the 79 billion proposal from the Central Bank of Liberia. The statement made by the president, what wrong was it? We're going to talk about that as well. Let me read what I have here. Some of the debates that are coming out concerning the printing of the 79 billion. A dangerous gamble. CBL's massive currency expansion of additional 79 billion LRD. The proposal by the Central Bank of Liberia to print an additional 79 billion between 2026 and 2030, alongside the planned introduction of a 2,000 LD banknote, raises more questions than confidence about the country's monetary direction. Centered around the debate is a fundamental concern. What problem is this policy really solving? The CBL has yet to convincingly demonstrate that such a massive increase in money supply aligns with the current realities of Liberia's fragile economy. Without clear safeguards, the move risks accelerating inflation, weakening the Liberian dollar, and deepening the cost of living crisis already affecting ordinary citizens. Economists spoken to by concerning this one will have long warned that excessive currency printing, especially in economies with limited production capacity, can trigger a dangerous imbalance. When more money chases the same quantity of goods, prices inevitably rise. In Liberia case, where import dependency remains high, an inflated money supply could further erode purchasing power and widen inequality. Now, let me go to another argument put forth by Senator Darius Dillon. Let me try to read it quickly and then ask the question. Dillon blasts Roch plan to print LD 79 billion, warns of economic risks. Montreal County Senator Abraham Darius Dillon has criticized what he describes as a rush process to approve the printing of additional Liberian banknotes, warning that lawmakers are being pressured to take a major economic decision without adequate scrutiny. Speaking recently, during a public hearing with Central Bank of Liberia CBL Governor Henry Samoa, Senator Dillon questioned the limited time frame provided to the legislature, arguing that it undermines transparency and weakens informed decision-making. He said lawmakers were initially given only 10 working days to review the request, which includes the printing of the new currency and a supplementary budget. However, by the time formal discussions began, only 2 days remained. This one in quotation, do you honestly expect me to make a decision of this magnitude in just 2 days? Dillon asked, noting that the hearing was the first opportunity for the CBL to fully justify its request. Dave, what's your understanding of what I read?
Well, my understanding is that there are diverse views on the issue of government wanting to print additional banknotes. And one of the main areas I'd like to talk about first is one of the reasons given uh, for the plan to print new banknotes. First of all, is to replace the damaged and old banknotes. And the CBL made it clear that it is not about just putting money in the economy, but it's also about replacing damaged and old banknotes. With the Darrell Dillon's argument, I agree with him because of the sensitive nature of the idea of wanting to print a new banknotes. It shouldn't be a rush, you know, situation. So Dillon is not disagreeing or agreeing with the printing of the money. But he said they need more time to be very meticulous in examining the reasons of which the government wants to print new banknotes. They should take their time, look at it from all angles before they can agree or approve of the printing of banknotes.
Okay, so you don't agree with the fact raised by the initial writer that printing of the 79 billion could cause inflation.
I spoke on the aspect I think I have more command in speaking on.
Okay, Evan, let's hear from you.
So let me say this. First of all, the person who actually wrote that first statement, I don't know whether they ever studying economics class. Because just elementary economics, not because the central bank say we're printing $79 billion, it means that they're going to print that money tomorrow morning and come and dump everything into the economy. That's not how it works. And that's why the central bank governor said is that from now to 2030. So, and also there was a revelation made by the central bank governor that we probably did not listen to, that every year 7% of our currency in circulation have to be withdrawn because of mutilation.
Mm-hmm.
He said that. How do you replace that? You're opening the country economy up. You're building roads. You are expanding into other areas. There will be demand for the local currency. How will you be able to infuse local currency into the economy if you don't print new money? He said that. So, for people to come and start saying, oh, no, this, and we're not supposed to do this, the central bank is the monetary arm of our state. They have experts there who understand how this system works. They have done the analysis. They've seen the growth rate in our economy, and they have done projections. All right? You can argue, say, well, why are they doing it at this time? Because the legislature were on break and then they're calling them back to come and do it. What is the urgency? Can they wait until they come back? But again, they are doing the projection. They're sitting there, they're seeing the numbers. One thing people don't realize, from June to July 26, to the end of July, there is demand for the local currency. That's the time you see the exchange rate start going up, because the local traders trade in both local currency and foreign currency. Now, between now May to the end of June, they're looking for US dollars. They're actually taking the local currency to do their purchase overseas. So there is a huge demand, right? Now, if you don't have that local currency to be able to infuse in the economy, you also creating shortages.
Okay, let me hold you there. Yeah, let me try something.
I think in regards to this printing of the...
Let me just give you an idea of what I read. One, the debate is about the issue of inflation. The second debate that Senator Darrell Dillon also raised, it has to do with the time. He indicated that the the House of Representatives, in fact, the legislature, was requested to return for the period of 10 days. Now, according to Senator Dillon, the first day that this was introduced, the issue of the print of the money was introduced, that's balanced 2 days, and he believes that there's nothing you're going to achieve when you rush with the printing. And how much can they discuss in balance 2 days?
Well, again, let me say that in regards to this printing of the 70,
In remaining 2 days, rather.
yeah, is important for us to state on the record that this communication did not, state that there will be a 79 billion being printed at once. Like Edwin said, it's a multi-year plan.
Can I speak to the microphone?
It's a multi-year plan, and I think for this year, it's about 14.7 billion that is supposed to be, printed. You understand? And there are many reasons for which, I feel the disservice into this discussion is the fact where people like Dillon, who people expect to be knowledgeable, to give out profound information. Mr. Dillon knows very well that if he comes and says, "Oh, the government want to print 79 billion," the common man who doesn't understand or who's not following will get annoyed and say, "Wow, we printed 79 billion," and try to project it in a way that it's maybe this 79 billion when we approve it, then boom, it's being printed. That's a disservice to the Liberian people. If you want for the discussion to be profound, explain to them about the multi-year plan, explain to them what is going to be printed this year. This is where the debate comes from. If we look at what is supposed to be printed in 2026, then we can now analyze that the printing of a 14 billion, if this is done, then we can now start to analyze if it's going to cause inflation, if it's going to cause scarcity of local currency or foreign currency. But until then, I feel we are not doing due diligence on Liberian people.
Okay, Moses, let's hear your version.
Look, I think we discussed this briefly. I think it must have been yesterday, right? So I already took a position regarding the printing of the money, but on this one, I would like to take side with Senator Dillon, and I think my colleague, the Reverend, is more like taking the senator out of context. The printing of money is over. I've said that repeatedly on this show, that it is a meticulous process. It's not a process that is done overnight. I said the 10 days for the reconvening of the legislature, the 10 days inadequate to hold such a sober discussion on the state of the economy. And that's what the senator said, that we can't do this within this 10 days. The senator is not saying that, because if we come and agree today, the money will be printed today. No, he's just saying that here, there is a meticulous process. We need time. So I agree with you on that. Thank you.
Okay, George.
Look, Mr. Famule, Mr. Twasama, they all terrible this issue. I don't want to go back to that guy. I don't even think that he did elementary economics, because to say the money just can't dominate the economy. So I don't want to go there. I want to go to what Senator Dillon said. When it comes to the time, because he has the vote power in his hand, right? If he says, "Look, I need time," I think they can formally communicate with the presidency to say, "Look, give us additional 5 working days. And, let's conclude on this." Then I think he coming to the media to gain public sympathy. If even the legislature, based on this, on the gravity of the particular issue, having on the day to go say, "Okay, we add our own 5 days there on our own," and, not pay time to deal with this issue, because this is our country and we can do that. Then the government said they'll pay for 10 days. I mean, we can add 5 days there for us to discuss this and complete it. So I think he's not against it. He says he needs time.
Okay. Now,
So
George,
yes.
I just want to make a point. Let's be emphatic here, right? You being a senator doesn't mean that you know everything.
Yeah.
And this is some of the mistakes that they've made, all of them in there. Senator Dillon supposed to have an economist in his office. If such an instrument is given to him, he turned it to that, he gave it to that economist to analyze it. No, he doesn't. No, because if he has, he won't be saying what he's saying. Because the very first thing that I, even if it's within 3 days, is if somebody who is an economist who understands that instrument can be able to give Senator Dillon an advice that looking at this is what I think going to happen. And Senator Dillon will be able to understand that. But when you go into the Senate and you want to grandstand, like you know everything, that's where you.
What is the grandstanding there? Let me hold you there. What is the grandstanding?
The grandstanding
His
there.
argument is let us not rush the printing of the money.
Okay.
Besides, we're asked to come back for 10 days to work in 10 days.
Okay.
And the first day that you've come, which was yesterday, to hear you convince us for the print of the money, it's just remaining 2 days. So what can we do in the remaining 2 days? So what is the grandstanding?
So when they actually convened, all of the instrument that they needed to have dealt with, they had it before them. The central bank just did not give them that report on yesterday to be able to deliberate it. There was a document sent to them. In fact, even the cost of printing everything was within that document.
Everything. That's why I want to know.
If Senator Dillon had somebody who was advising him, he would have come. I'm coming. No.
How sure are you?
Because
I come here.
Yes.
How sure are you that the central bank notified them by sending the documents far ahead?
That's how it's done.
No, how sure are you?
That's how it's done.
I'm asking, how sure are you?
I'm 100% sure because that's how it's done.
But what Dillon said, I don't think. It warrants the kind of condemnation or criticism.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't. The fact of the matter, Dillon has said nothing wrong. Dillon said, "Look, let's take our time. Let's take our time. Do this thing. We're talking about the money matters. Let's take our time. Nobody is rushing us, and they could ask for additional days that George suggested. Judge Kennedy suggested. Did you ask for, Mr. President? I mean, we need additional 3 or 4 or 5 days. So there's nothing wrong with. No. I disagree with you on that one. Dillon has said nothing wrong. Dillon said, look. Dillon said, look. Let's be careful. Let's take our time and deal with the thing so that we can rush it, take a decision that at the end of the day it backfires. So Dillon has said nothing wrong, and I agree with him. Let him take your time.
So
Let him
6 months.
One minute, Moses. Moses, you're coming.
Yeah, no, quickly. I just wanted to piggyback on what my brother David Tagbe said, and honestly, I don't think it is fair to the senator, for our colleagues to be so disparaging in talking to him like that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Is grandstanding. What do you mean about grandstanding? The man's not saying that if it is not his way, it should not happen. That's what grandstanding is. It must be your way. He's taking out of context. The man is simply saying to you, hey, we do not have the time. We can do this in 2 days. We can do this in 10 days. That's the point he's making. That doesn't mean that he's an idiot. For you to suggest that he needs someone who is an economist to be on his team. How sure are you that this man did not talk to other people prior to going to session?
How sure are you that
it's not fair to the senator? I am saying, how sure are you? I am being hypothetical yet.
And additionally, Dillon has his strength in research. Dillon, if you look at Dillon.
All right, so let me read this. Gentlemen, let me read this. Let me read this quickly. I'm sure we'll shortly transition, but let me read this. After Dillon asked the question during the hearing, do you honestly expect me to make a decision of this magnitude in just 2 days? Dillon asked, noting that the hearing was the first opportunity for the CBL to fully justify its request. Governor Samoa acknowledged the concern but declined to respond in open session, citing executive sensitiveness and proposing a closed-door discussion.
Fine.
Then Senator Delon rejected the proposal, insisting that matters of such national importance
Should we discuss
must
it
remain in
publicly?
public. Now you see
So-
the line the senator took.
Mhm.
So some of you who were very critical of like Twazama and Edwin, critical of the senator, you are just critical for nothing.
No, we're not critical for nothing.
But the senator took
We're not critical for
a
nothing.
decision that is in the interest of the people.
Who told you that?
this
In
is,
the interest of the people. What do you think? What we say it's not in the interest of the people.
Because
The man they say
because
we
the law
can't
will
go to
say-
close those sections.
Yeah,
because
rather
the
it
law-
has to do with the
because
Liberian
the
people.
law will
Let's
say-
do it in
Let me
public.
say this. I think I would want to agree with Edwin when he says they don't want to grandstand.
yeah,
Before the Senate came for this session, it had already been speculated that they were being called back, and for what purpose?
And we discussed that here.
And I feel DeLon, he sometimes wants to go by what the majority writes on Facebook. If they actually say, okay, well, then he say, okay, yes, I think
That is
I will
that is
follow-
an assumption.
It's not an assumption.
No, it is. It
It's
is.
an
It is.
assumption.
It is.
If you
You're
want to
making
consider
an
that as
you're
assumption,
you're
then-
you're
because
making an
in a
assumption, Reverend.
critical matter as this is clearly is, DeLon cannot tell me that to discuss a matter of such significance to the country. You understand? You have to give you additional 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Like Edwin said, if DeLon truly has economic advisors, of which I know that he has,
He doesn't have to.
why-
Why?
The way
why he
I
doesn't
differ
have
with
to?
you.
Why?
He doesn't have to have economic advisor.
Why?
Before taking a decision, he took this in plenary.
But wait,
No, he
Edwin,
doesn't.
George,
What is wrong with it?
from
Okay,
your-
let me ask you. What is wrong with Dylan's decision?
DeLon's decision to say what? Because my disagreement with DeLon.
To say, look,
My
we can't work.
disagreement-
I can't. No, 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 no,
I agree with
no, no,
them.
no, 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 no.
Listen, listen.
You said to say what?
were-
Let me
they
tell
were-
you now what you said.
There were dimensions in which my disagreement with DeLon came. Like I told you, you can't come to the public and make it look like 79 billion is being printed at once.
No,
That
he's
way I
not
disagree.
saying that. He said let us not rush with the printing of the money. Besides,
The printing of which
I
money?
can't- the 79 billion. Besides, no, but
Then why the
no, but even
disagreement
if you were printing 1 billion, you would have said the same thing.
No, someone, let me
You would have
so-
said the same thing
someone,
because
someone.
no, I come here. Because
Because what?
he knows exactly they were called back for 10 working days. And the first day of the hearing, was just almost the end of the 10 working days. They had only remaining 2 days.
Why were they
So
waiting
you say,
for?
look, what the essence of all discussing this? We're not going to rush to the
DeLon should
printing of
have
the money.
proposed.
Someone.
DeLon should have proposed how many days he think he can say.
Someone.
Let me
Someone,
finish.
someone,
We have to
someone,
transition. We have to-
someone,
Someone,
Yeah,
someone, if you listen to the central bank governor, right? And let's be candid here. Do we know how long it takes to print the money? Even the first batch I want to print in 2026. Do we know how long it's going to
Why
take
was
to
the
print
central
it?
bank governor asking for closed session?
Because those are sensitive issues that you don't put out.
Let me-
I'm coming. No. You don't call me.
No, I mean, why was he
You
here?
called me there.
Uh-huh.
And I would just say this, people like Mr. Sandy who live in the United States, Mr. Sandy knows that every lawmaker,
You
every
taking a swap
legislature.
at San
No,
Miguel?
no. I'm not taking a swap. I'm just saying where he lives, he knows that every lawmaker has different expertise within that
We can
office.
compare.
So what
America-
matters?
I mean, no, you can't compare.
No.
that. You
Our
can.
law gave them the right to employ up to 15%.
Comrade, they don't have this now. They don't have it.
They should have it.
Come here. Come
So
here,
if you
George.
don't have it, then you are at fault.
They are at
That's
fault.
it. So the truth is, I do agree with the senator when it comes to the time. I like to put myself in the position, but I think he's trying to blow political horn on his thing when the governor said, look, the issue here about extension of time is purely executive matter. And the president said that's what he tried to say. He said, can we revert to secret session? Because it's everything he wanted to say. But money issue is not run in the public when it comes to government monetary issue. His refusal to even allow that, to even listen to it was very wrong.
What makes it wrong?
Fine. Because he knows that bulk of what happened with the monetary aspect, they are confidential. You cannot go and pull it to the public glare. So that's why I say trying to put political spin on it. He has a point when he says, look, with 2 days insufficient. I do agree. But he has the legislation.
I'm sure you know who Dylan is. He helped this government to come to power.
Not just help.
Do you
He's a
think-
rescuer.
fine.
He's not
Do
a
you
helper.
Do you think Dylan want to push a decision that will be at the detriment of the government? Do you think so?
Wait, I don't think so. But guess
So
what?
when he said,
Guess what?
when he said,
Mind
let
you-
us not discuss this
mind you-
in club,
Mind you-
rather let's discuss it
mind
in
you-
public. What is wrong with that?
Mario, I can say this for sure. Politically, in terms of election, the law is shaking. So he would like to politically spin
Let us not.
certain
No,
things.
let us not.
Well, that's
No,
not
no,
the
let
thing.
us
He
not
put-
talk
he see
about
as
it not
fighting.
shaking.
He see
It's
as
not
fighting.
shaking because you
You
have
see, I'm
absolutely,
fighting the municipality. That's what
you
I'm
have
trying to tell you.
absolutely
So-
no evidence to that.
But
Then it's
I
not
can
shaking.
tell you for sure.
What shaking is he shaking?
I voted for him. I'm not voting for him.
Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, you don't believe in that business. That you know the party
You will come back. You will come back.
yeah.
No, Dylan,
All right, so gentlemen, let's try to transition quickly.
you will come back today.
And you share the show, share the live video, so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. Gentlemen, let's take the story quickly. You know, the president recently honored or held a ceremony marking the certification of some of his ministers and directors who he said or he believes performed very well. And during that ceremony, the president made a statement that has since been taken around on social media, on mainstream media, and in public gathering as well. Let's try to listen to this video and hear what the president said, and then we can talk about that.
He's celebrating 179 years. We ought to ask ourselves, are we where we should be? But we're not complaining about the past. I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elect us for. And this is what we are committed to do.
Okay, that's the end, right? Okay. Gentlemen, since the president made his statement, there's been a lot of criticisms, a mixture of views, let me put it that way. Some in condemnation, others are celebrating the statement that the president didn't do wrong. He didn't misspeak. He spoke very well. Dave, listening to this, the audio we just played, what did you absorb from what the president said?
From what I heard the president say, the president simply used a metaphor. And what is a metaphor? To compare two unrelated things. So the president was metaphorical in his comments. And I see people looking at it from a myopic point of view, that the president is calling Liberian people dogs. And that's absolutely wrong. The first thing is that the president is telling people, say, look, it's almost like sometimes people can say, if you mind the noise in the market, you're not buy something. The president is saying that if you're walking and there are a lot of dogs barking, and you try to throw stones at each dog, you will waste your time. Move on. And I think what is happening is that there are people who want to come to power 2029. It's almost like a drowning person hanging on everything. So whatever the president says something like this case, it's being misconstrued. People are using it as a campaign point that, oh, the same person, because I follow some of the videos and the comments on the social media. People want to use it as a trump card for their campaigns tomorrow. The man who call your daughter, the man yes, they're misconstruing the president. The president simply, and some of the people that I'm hearing running with these things are people who are supposed to be well educated and should be educating the Liberian people that the president did not mean that. You know, that just happened. It looking like they try to replay what happened during the Clemenceau Ure election when Ure put his hand to his I think to his nose, or for some reason, and people say, oh, he said that people stink. I think that's the same strategy they want to apply it, but it doesn't work that way.
Okay, let's hold it.
It doesn't work that way.
Edwin,
I've listened to the statement in as much as I didn't listen to the one that was played. But I don't want to be rhetorical like what my brother David has said. You know, we all use those kind of expression in our country. The President Bawkai that we know will never, ever refer to another human being as a dog. And we all know that. This is a peaceful man, very kind. He's never one day, you've never even from his own cycle, to hear, oh, President Bawkai shouted as even his cabinet ministers or so. In fact, you don't even see him to be somebody who even gets angry. So if you use an idiomatic expressions to say when you walk in and hear the dogs barking, don't chew at them, doesn't mean that he's talking to Liberian people. So when we get up and say flower living before door ear cut, are we referring to the human beings as flies? Come on, man. These are cheap politics. These are cheap propagandas.
okay. Thank you. George.
Why you living Moses black or Moses because we've told Moses.
You want me to name Moses last?
Last time we had it on here.
Guys, I feel interested.
For example, someone said,
All right, from there, I'm going to Moses.
patient dog eat the fattest bone.
So we are dogs.
Something happens, somebody is struggling to get something. Like scenario, friends, this and that, you're fighting for job, you can't get it, my man. Sometimes your friend don't want you to lose their emotion.
Yeah.
Somebody can say, look, my man, be patient.
Yeah,
patient dog eat the fattest bone.
Does
it mean that you dog? So let me clearly explain what the president was saying to relate to his critics. That's saying that if you going somewhere and you see all the doors backing you want to stone at every one of them, you won't go where you're going. It's simply referring to say, if you respond to every criticism, if you want to react, you focus on every criticism to react, you won't do what you want to do.
You'll be successful.
So this thing, I don't know how my brother's understanding this thing. I mean, for me, I tried to explain last night, the president was idiomatic. That's idiom, that's English. Somebody said, I've been paid to do this. No, man, when I went to school, when I was in grade school, when I did YA, I scored 100 in English. I was blessed. The man who corrected my paper, I saw him before. He went to my campus.
How sure are we?
He went to my campus.
Paper?
I got my YA paper.
Where is it?
I mean, I got.
Bring it tomorrow.
He went to my school.
Why was it next
He went.
Because George is saying that he scored.
Yeah.
The man
He went to my school. He went to now to see Joseph Gark. Remember the principal?
Don't deceive us here. You know that's true.
To ask for
Why
one
is that
George.
true?
To ask for one George Kennedy.
Also, your witness dead? Your witness is
He
not
was a
dead.
principal.
His witness is there.
He asked for
The
one
principal
George Kennedy.
has God
He went to the principal up here, asked for one George Kennedy.
George
They
Kennedy
brought George Kennedy. He said, "Are you George Kennedy?" I said, "Yes." He woke up. He said, "Congratulations, thank you. You scored so.
Imagine
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me to hear someone say this kind of expression, and I don't even know what it means. I don't even know how to interpret. It will be an insult to my grade school. Man.
Well, George,
Thank
let
you.
me say this.
Yeah, let's hear from so we can go Moses
Mr.
quickly.
Kennedy, you know there's a way of telling somebody that, oh, you're a dog, and there's a way they feel that that particular statement is commending, and there's a way they feel that the particular statement is insultive. Do you understand? We must be very clear to this. I think prior to President Bawkai's statement, we saw that even the other time, we've seen him recently, he's throwing jabs directly at people who seems to be critical on his governance, people who seems to be like the ideology is not really in alignment with what his visions might be. And so we cannot say, oh, President Bouaka was just saying this. It has become obvious that in recent times, the president have resorted into throwing direct jabs at people who maybe criticizes his government and somehow disagree with him. With particularly in regards to this statement, before he made the statement, he said something. Do not pay attention to, I'm so sorry that I did not listen to it clearly right now, but I'm trying to figure out that do not pay attention to the people in the diaspora or something. I wish George could play.
Said, yeah, let me repeat what he said.
I can repeat because I don't want you to repeat. Because if you're repeating, I think it should be
no 1 minute. That replay. We'll come back to you. Let's replay the statement.
He's celebrating 179 years. We ought to ask ourselves, are we where we should be? But we're not complaining about the past. I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you,
we don't live here.
Yeah.
Don't mind them. We live here. You understand? I feel resorting into calling people who do not agree with you maybe dogs, and the context in which the very people are taking this, they are correct. It's unacceptable. There are many idiomatic expressions that the president could have used that could be clearly, befitting of his office as the president instead of using that particular one.
Okay.
So let me be on the record that personally, I condemn that statement. I feel the president in any way should not refer to anyone, be it those supporting him, be it those who are not, especially those who are not supporting him, to refer to that, oh, when you walk in, you see the door barking at you. If somebody, let me tell you now, what's happening? We have a society that is not.
What's the meaning of the door barking at you?
Oh, the meaning of the door barking. Please. Let me tell the first thing is, if he said that the door barking at you, the dogs, who are the dogs that are barking? The people who are criticizing that he said, do not listen to them. So in as much as we want to say, oh, it was figurative or idiomatic, we must consider the context in which he's speaking. The president will say, oh, all these things we are doing here is going well. And as much as the dogs keep barking, we will not listen. You have referred to no one. But what preceded...
Come again.
There's no difference. It is even worse.
Gentlemen, 1 minute. Let's agree that will be worse.
Yeah.
You have agreed with me that particular
I said,
let me wait there. Gentlemen, let Moses come and go. Moses, let's hear from you.
Why did he call people dog?
No,
gentlemen, let's
for anybody, dog.
Please.
Yeah,
Dave, please, you gotta be quiet. Dave, you gotta be quiet or I'll mute your microphone, please.
Moses, come to turn now, so you want post? Moses, go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
I think there's a going in the background.
Yes, go ahead, Moses.
Okay. So, like the previous speaker said, I beg to differ. And on this one, I will take start with my brother, the rest. Look, the president said those people do not live here. Don't listen to them. And then after that, he said, when you are walking, I'm not quoting him verbatim, and I'm just paraphrasing. You're walking in a community, you see a group of dogs barking at you. Don't pay attention to them. Keep pressing forward. Let's start on a good note. President Bouaka wants to see a better Liberia. and improve Liberia. However, the president was condescending, disrespectful to diaspora Liberians. He demonstrated ingratitude to diaspora Liberians when he needed help financially. That came from the diaspora.
Only diaspora.
The UP was broke. So having said, I think someone needs to mute. I'm hearing myself. So what I was saying here, So what I was saying here is that, like the Reverend said, there was no need for the president to make the comparison. First thing, when you speak, you have to know your audience.
So
we have a gullible society. Mr. Pamela, you spoke.
Mo, you're not be talking under the man, but that's not correct. That's not professional.
I'm listening
Don't
to
do
the
it.
man.
No, but you listen to the man. Yeah, you speaking under the man as well. But go ahead, Moses.
Yeah, I'm saying, let me reiterate. When you speak, you have to know your audience. You have a gullible society, a society that can easily settle for the least things, a society where extreme illiteracy. The first thing that people hear the word dog. That's what they're going to run with. The president has compared us to dogs. The president says we are dogs. By the time your PR people finish clarifying, 2029 will be here. The president was very condescending, disrespectful to Liberians. So I think the president must go publicly and apologize. That would be my disposition.
Okay, yeah, George.
Yeah, just to pick back up what Mr. Sandy just said. Look, Mr. Sandy, you are the one elevating this thing, that it is an issue when you know definitely the meaning of that expression. It's not the ordinary people. The ordinary people don't care. Most often they don't even listen to these things. They are not moved
You
by
sure
it.
of that?
Yeah. I'm telling you this.
If you took the microphone and went to the market now, you'd be surprised.
Ask them.
You'll be surprised.
Nighttime he can go there tomorrow.
No, we'll be surprised
I'm
because the
not
lives of Mr.
surprised.
Sunday all are elevating this thing.
If the intellectuals wrongfully elevate this thing to satisfy their political gains, that's how the ordinary person could understand. But let me say this again to remind. It won't have any impact on 2029. What will have impact on 2029 is poor performance on the part of the government.
Okay, now, gentlemen,
Which is very impossible.
You spoke on already.
No.
You spoke on. Gentlemen, we can remember during the leadership of the presidency of former President L.A. Johnson said. We can remember the statement that she made.
The Northern minority. I
want
to talk about
now coming. We want to do a comparison. Twice
Yes.
former President Sirleaf made reference to Liberians as North minorities. He said, "Well, that's so the North minorities. Wherever they talk, I mean, we're not hold water in another word. What's the difference then between what
referring to people as North minority is far different from referring to people as backing dogs. So there's a big difference. There are people who can be noisy, meaning that they are speaking. But what they are saying, they do not have the numbers. So meet to the
But is it not condescending? You look at your fellow compatriots, people who voted for you, and you said they are North minorities.
In as much as I would agree with you that speeches like these, the first thing we must understand that these speeches are political speeches, and not all political speeches are actually appropriate. We all can agree with that. If President Sirleaf would come up and say, these are noisy minority, it would not be appropriate. But however, it cannot be compared to the magnitude of someone stating that the people in the diaspora, they are barking dogs. I feel that's totally disrespectful. Like what Mr. Sandy said, you can't speak like that. When President Walker, few years ago, when he had not become president, it was the same diaspora who rallied, You understand? People who use their hard-earned resources and finances to support his campaign. So how come now that because maybe it's very possible that I may support Bouaka during the elections, and as time goes by, I still see that okay, in this area, I feel the government is not working, and I become a vocal person because people have seen me supporting this government. And my criticism is not because I hate the government. It's because I feel I speak very hard to this, it might bring attention to it. So looking at me and referring to people that also may be critical of this government and say, oh, don't mind the doors when they are backing when you are going, I feel that's this. Even me, I would feel the same way these people are feeling.
Okay, so for example, there are a lot of Liberians who let me put it this way, there's increasing pressure on the government to provide job opportunities for some of us who are jobless. And so the pressure is on the government. So why if the government has said, look, my people, patient dog is the fattest bone. Or patient.
You're calling your dog.
Would that have meant that the government is the president referring to Liberians as dogs? The first thing, then why aren't you people looking at it from the perspective of the president using a metaphor?
The president could use a metaphor.
Councillor and Reverend, Councillor stroke Reverend, please give me a chance. The president did not directly refer to his critics as dogs. The president said, metaphorically, when you walk in, there are many dogs backing at you. Don't stone them up because you waste your time. Your progress will be impeded. So forget about that and move on. That wasn't an insult. And see, people who elevating this thing, should be the one to be educating the Liberian people. No, that's not what the president meant. He's only using.
So who's supposed to do that? Isn't that the communication people?
Fine.
No, not them.
Well,
who's supposed to be doing that?
Is there a lack of people in the intellectual cycle or community should be the one educating the Liberian people. But I see it as people are misconstruing this because they know 2029 is coming. They are determined to take power from the current government. So they're spinning this thing so it can look like the president say, you people are dogs and why you're voting for him. But it's not what the president meant. Okay. The president got to be metaphorical. Okay. I repeat that.
You should say this.
So we
all listen keenly to the president's statement. When the president referred to people being critical of his government, when he went further, he decided to use an idiomatic expressions to indicate that whatever you are doing in this life, if you are going positive and you have distraction, is for you to move forward. Him using an illustration of a dog doesn't in any way means that he was referring to Liberian people as dog. And this whole glorification that my brother Sandy is trying to put on the president should have known his audience. You think President Joseph Bouaka, who has been in public service for more than 40 years, doesn't know his audience? You Moses Sandy, have to tell you who his audience is. And you, Moses Sandy, you be condescending to even the Liberian people to say that you're dealing with a group of Liberian people, you are dealing with a group of people who doesn't understand anything. They will start running away that you calling them dog. Who told you that? It is because the likes of you guys are elevating this thing to make it seem like the president was not using an idiomatic expression. He was trying to actually call Liberians dogs.
Okay.
And I said to you that the president had never called his historian dog.
Moses will soon come and let George speak.
You said noisy minority.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Salif used that.
Yeah, noisy minority. Yeah.
We define noise as unpleasing sound to the ear. And that's a standard definition of noise, unpleasing sound to the ear. And the last time I was studying physical science in grade school, that's what we did. That's how we define it. And when we repeat that noise too much, it becomes noise pollution. And noise pollution, it has a propensity to cause pain in the ear. And when you're doing it, we go to that level, it has to have the frequency of around 120 decibel. The pain will go in the brain. That's when you see the earpiece when you're using, when heavy noise comes, we try to take it from our ear to see to stop it. that noisy minority Madam Sadiq was speaking about, it was her critics. She defeated her critics. Several protests against her. Several people with some lawmakers, sitting lawmakers calling her all kind of names. She couldn't leave the noisy minority. They are already defeated. It was condescending. She was very direct. She didn't use idiomatic expression. She was speaking to people who oppose her that she defeated. This is different. This is a case where you made your expression straight to the people you want to talk to. You said the people in the diaspora criticize everything we do here. They criticize everything we do here. But don't listen to them. We give our people water, we do that. He went on to say, if you're walking on the street and several doors are backing, and you take the stool, you want to take stool and chunk every one of them, you won't go where you go.
In another word, in another word, if you are leading as a leader and several people are criticizing you, leave their criticisms and move ahead.
So
right?
Sure. To be wrong if the president has
please, brother man. When we told you we know these things, we didn't come here.
He's still in speech.
We didn't come here to guess on this thing.
Well, you told me that you knew what?
This expression.
No, it's not about knowing the expression.
We didn't come to guess.
It's not about
we came here not to circumvent the meaning.
The expressions.
We came here to.
It's not about knowing the expression.
Oh God! I was taking with me. You were speaking and he thought I said I was very sorry. Give me my time.
You want to showcase
Please give me my time.
Knowing the expression is one thing, but getting the context of the expression is another.
That's a line.
You know context clue in this. You know who's supposed to interpret the context.
Who's supposed to interpret the
speaker.
So why are you now sitting down here and interpreting it for him?
Because you know.
Now,
let me hold
you guys. Moses, you can come here.
You should.
Okay, so I'm about to step. Let me just say this quickly. What we forget to know is that before the president made reference to dogs, he made a statement which was very dismissive of people in the diaspora. He said, don't listen to them. We are here. Simply means that people in the diaspora are insignificant. They are no entities. They are nobody. And then he can use the word to are walking, and you see dog. Don't you see a correlation?
No, Mr. Sandy. Mr. Sandy.
Oh yeah, wait. He spoke.
You guys are so sorry.
The president spoke figuratively, but again, like I said, when you are talking as the head of the country, you have to be very careful because you can be easily taken out of context by people, and that's what happens.
Like what is happening now? Okay, Moses is
we are now arriving
Yeah, okay, thank you, Moses. Gentlemen, this is not the first time that the president has spoken to dismiss his critics. Mm-hmm. I can remember there was a cabinet meeting that the president held. In fact, in 2-3 of his cabinet meetings, he had told his people, look, let's do what we can do. People will always criticize. Let us not give them attention. But for the president to have gone this far, I think this is where the debate continues to get heightened. For the president to use the idiomatic expression by saying, look,
even the president know what he said was wrong.
If you see dogs barking, I'm coming, gentlemen, I'm coming. We're about to open the lines. We're about to open the lines. If you see the dogs barking, you are traveling a distance and see the dogs barking. You don't, take racks to stone the dogs because that will slow your speed.
Anyway,
in another word,
the president has people here who's backing on his behalf.
In another word, he's saying,
The
look,
president also have people here who fight him.
yeah,
who say-
gentlemen, 1 minute, gentlemen, 1 minute. In another word, he's saying, look, our critics should not be given much
The
attention.
truth is, we have people, we have those
So
who
now
are
people
backing for
speak.
the president.
So
and we
that's
have
why
those
people
who are
speak
backing against the
figuratively.
president.
So let's open the last.
So that's how people speak figuratively.
6. Now, gentlemen,
You
before
can't
we open the
use, you
line,
can't use figurative speech to cause your friend in.
before we open the line,
But nobody calls it. Nobody.
That's what it's
1 minute, gentlemen, before we open the lines, this statement has been made.
No, for the
coming.
paper age, he
I'm
should
coming.
know that.
1 minute,
And this
1
is
minute,
about
comrade, 1
age.
minute,
Wisdom.
1 minute. The statement,
You
the
should speak with
statement.
wisdom.
No.
Please, gentlemen, 1
The
minute.
wisdom of Solomon got nothing.
Nothing to do with the age of
With the age
it.
of-
1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. Let's. We are reaching a concluding point. The president made a statement in 2026. I know that individuals who may want to run with it up to 2029,
They get wrong with it.
I'm coming.
No, listen, that's
I'm coming.
everything he wanted to say.
into 2029.
Yeah.
Former CDC government
Mm-hmm.
introduced a policy or effected a policy,
Harmonization.
harmonization,
Mm-hmm.
and the health workers ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
The harmonization was not in 2029. I mean, it was not in 20. What was the last?
2023.
2023. No,
Mhm.
but they ran with it up to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That you harmonize my votes. I mean,
Salary.
harmonize my salary or harmonize the votes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear from you, Transama. You think with this statement made by the president, will it be taken to 2029?
So let me say this: in as much as I disagree with the president's statement, I feel that was very disrespectful. That was condemning, and I feel from the highest office in this country, such remarks should not have come from the president. I still feel the president should hold up to the responsibility of acknowledging that what he said was totally wrong, and he must apologize to the Liberians who live in the diaspora. But however, I just said something. I think it was yesterday on my Facebook. In as much we will not all agree, to say, oh, what the president said or what the president is doing, is right or wrong. There are certain people who should not feel entitled. Like 2029, they alone will have voting cards. All of us will have voting cards in this country. Whether I criticize the president because of certain things I feel is not right in my favor, people should not feel like, oh, 2029 because the president said they are backing those, then that means that voting card only their pictures will be captured by NEC to stay on that line. We all have voting cards.
Okay, Dave, you think we'll take it to 2029?
Obviously they will. The fact of the matter is that when going in a competition with an opposition or anyone who is opposing you, that person capitalizes on your weakness. The person looks for your weaknesses, and it's on your weaknesses the person will base his or argument. So what the president has said has gone viral. A lot of people running everybody giving their own interpretation, and quite frankly, it's obvious that the other side will run with it to 2029.
Okay.
But whether it will change anything,
Okay, Evan,
is
let's
another
hear
thing we
from
can
you.
think about.
In as much those two statements are totally far different, because if you harmonize people's salary, there's an economic impact that they felt, and based on that they took decisions against you, irrespective of somebody making an idiomatic expression, to say if you're working on a path and blah blah blah. That's two different things. So even if you're taking it to 2029, what impact is it going to make on the tangibles that the government would have done at that time? I don't think it's going to be one of the major issues of
George,
debate.
because we're about to open the lines.
People will take it by looking at the bearing as to whether it will have impact. Everything left with the government's performance. If
Okay.
the government improves the people's lives, this and that, you carry out your video around the board, not care about
Okay, so like I said, in 2023, the health workers used that harmonization policy to nail the CDC.
No, I think the people
I come in. No, you spoke already.
The people who will take that, and we must be critical to that. The people who will take that will be the people in the diaspora, because during election time, that's when government or people who want to participate leave from here, go and solicit funds from their supporters. So if we will go to these people to say, oh, they would remind us that we're backing dogs now.
Okay, 0860505.
And let me just say that
1 minute, please.
people from the diaspora don't really take
050507.
I said, man, Moses.
778 460. Good evening. Let's hear from you, sir. We are
Yes,
okay.
sir. Thank you.
Why would not hear anything today?
Lower the volume.
Okay, please give me a chance to better explain because we have not been to school. Let me tell you something. This thing they get they were argument for the that when people different because look at
Okay. 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 All right. Many thanks. Many thanks. Many thanks. Many thanks. Many thanks. We really appreciate you. 0778460 793. That's the number to call. Let's take this caller quickly. Hello. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. I'm okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You mean that dogs.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. I think he's off the line. 077846073 or 086050507. Hello.
He's referring to himself as watch.
0860505. Hello.
What?
Hello.
You go to UN, you go to all the way out.
Hello. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
We'll read it.
Okay. 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 Let's take another call on the line quickly. I think you made a point already. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Hello. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. Mm-hmm. made the point already. Okay, let's take another call on the line. You made your point. Let's take another call on the line. Good evening. Hello? Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. Okay, you made your point. We have to take additional calls. You made your point. We have to take additional calls. You made your point, please. We can hold you alone on the line. Good evening. No, but others there are others who are coming on. There are others who are coming on.
Nobody. He said drop. He said.
You drop. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No, but I'm not here to answer your question. You're not going to interview me. No. Okay, so you make a point. Okay, all right, thank you. 0778-460-793. Let's take this call on the line. Good evening. Yes, sir, let's hear from you. Okay. Okay, many thanks. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you. Okay. 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 Many thanks. Outgoing Assistant Urban Affairs Minister, Honorable Mark Jabatel writes, patient dog eats the fattest bone, provided if the greedy dog is not around. Let's take a look on the line. What market is saying? What market is saying? 0776 5409. Someone that's an alternative line, but let's take the studio line quickly. 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460-793 or 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. That's the number to call, and you are live on the program on the nighttime heat. Again, 0778-460-793 or 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. That's the number to call, and you are live. Or the alternative line, 0776-540-987. That's the number to call, and you are live right on the program. We've been talking about the president's travel to the U.S. The president is not in the country. He has traveled. We spoke about that. The issue with the debate concerning the 79 billion monies to be printed. We spoke about that as well. What is wrong with the president's statement about backing dogs? That's what we are talking about now. Let's hear your take. Good evening. Hello? Good evening. Hello? Hello? Yeah, but we didn't hear your name. Your name. Okay. Okay. Okay, 0778-460-793. Good evening. Hello? Okay, the caller is gone. 0886-050507 or 0778-460-793. That's the numbers to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat tonight. And let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Yeah, let's hear from you. Hello? Yeah, let's hear from you. Go ahead quickly. That man, I know what you're talking. I know who's looking at alien here. Yeah, take different call quickly. Good evening. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, we'll take two more calls. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's take two more calls and I'll wrap it up quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Okay, 0778-460-793. We'll take only one more call, or 0886-050507. Again, 0778-460-793 or 0886-050507. That's the numbers to call, and you are live. Let's see this caller. Okay, the caller is gone. Let's take our parting comments. Each of us, let's go around the table. David Benedictus Rasmus Nangwe Taba, your parting comment.
You know, I listened to a few callers that also alluded to similar comments related to similar comments that the president made. For example, if you say journalists are watchdogs, doesn't mean that journalists are dogs. If somebody say flower laying before door ear cut, it doesn't mean that you're referring to the people as flies or dogs. So these idiomatic expressions will all be used in the English language, whether you understand it or not. And those who understand them, they fail to educate the people because of political reasons. Quite frankly, the president did not refer to any librarian as a dog.
Let's go you there, that way.
Yeah.
What I think, as always, it was a good show, and there was a wide range of issues covered. I don't want to give credence to the president's statement because, like I said, the president spoke using idiomatic expression. He has never, ever in his political career referred to Liberians in a condescending way. I've never heard that from even his opponent. On the issue of the printing of the 75 billion Liberian dollar, we need to properly inform our people that central bank is not going to print $75 billion today and come and dump it into the economy. It's a time frame, it's a process, and there are reasons for that amount. The economy is expanding. They are based on even the World Bank and the IMF projection. The economy is growing. Therefore, there will be more demand for cash. We run a cash-based economy, unlike other countries that have different forms.
Okay, let me hold you there, George.
Thank you. I want to thank the callers for most of them, in a superlative degree, most of them, for understanding our argument and understanding the president's statement. It's very, very good to understand. So other people can politics, you can spin politics on it, that's it. But what the Liberian people want is a performance of their government that will impact their lives. 2029, then they will make that decision.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, George, when I listened to many Liberians calling and supporting the president, in as much as his speech was very, condemning at the Liberians, especially those who live in the diaspora, it reminds me about the days where Liberians themselves would stand up in lines and say, "You came my mind, you came my Bible for you." But this is the kind of society we have. This is the kind of country where people do not see the need of holding public officials accountable for statements and actions that is actually totally against the people. So I'm not surprised. I'm not deterred that Liberians in their number will say, "Oh, the president was speaking." Why Ismail said before, and with flower living before door ear call, they say journalists are watchdogs. This is Liberia. These are Liberians. So these colors remarks are not surprising to me. I still stand by my word. I love the president. I support the president. But on this one, I feel the president should never make such a mistake again. Okay. He could be more professional next time, but let him stop, using words that will cause public confusions that could not be properly explained better. Thank you.
Okay, so my grandmother once told me, now look, be careful as to how you speak, because everyone will not understand you the same. Okay, so gentlemen, on that note, let's start to recognize some of our viewers. Emmanuel Bro from the USA, he's been watching. Vinicius Junior Bai, he's been watching from Nukutau. Sneaky Trawara, didn't say from where. Ophelia George, been watching from home. Francis Nan from Gardnersville Estate. Abraham Yen, he said from Gardnersville. Ambassador James Bill Creighton, they say from where? Mantunia Son from FDA Junction. We can call all of you. Time has called over us. Until then, thanks to the producers as well. So, George is my name. Have a pleasant and restful night.